This year's theme is working together, trying to get the community and churches and the venues that are taking part to literally work together.
And actually you've got some unusual venues this year. There are 3 M&H sites and also Derby Community Centre as well.
There is, that's right. Derby Community Centre have come on board this year. It's very much a community scheme. It's being decorated, not all in fresh flowers, quite an eclectic mixture of all sorts of flowers, arranged by all the people who use the community hall. So Pat will tell you, but she's better knows who's taking part.
This is Pat Babb. How long have you been involved with the Flower Festival, Pat?
Only this year. I joined the committee last September and have thoroughly enjoyed my time. Certainly there are lots of demands, but we do need some more committee members, so if you want to come and join us, please get in touch.
The thing is,
it's well worth it. Certainly at Derby, all sorts of things have been happening in the last year or two. For example, the Paper Crafting Club have got a display of paper flowers, which might upset a few people, but it does show indeed their skills, and some cards with floral decorations. The Secret Stitch Society, which meets regularly at Derby, has produced a dress covered in flowers, made crochet, knitting, sewing. I have supplied a few of the sewing ones, I have to admit. And then other groups that use the centre have also produced unusual things. Janet Lees runs a Writing for Wellbeing group, and they have some poetry and a video installation there as well. All sorts of things happening, well supported by the Derby community. So do go and have a look for something a little bit different, perhaps, whilst you're visiting Derby Church down the road, say.
and the wonderful thing about the Flower Festival is not only do you get to see the wonderful displays, there's also refreshments as well, Judy.
Yes, I don't think there's any church not doing refreshments of in some shape or form. Lots of cakes, so you'll be all right. You can go around, take Jude with you.
Okay, you've got some flowers here and what looks like some sort of implement to display them in.
That would be Oasis, Beth.
Okay.
Biodegradable.
Oh, biodegradable Oasis.
Are you expecting someone to do something with those?
Let me think. Yes.
You have a really wicked glint in your eye there, Judy. So what's the plan?
Well, the plan is for you and Christy to do an arrangement. And we've just got, I don't know if you can see in with the film, we've bought gerbera in bright yellow, which is the nearest we could get to the logo of the Flower Festival.
I love Gerber as well. I'm so glad that's what you've chosen. They're so bright and happy and joyous. And do you know what? We've got the perfect song, I think, to put on while we are working very hard. No, we haven't, have we, Beth?
Well, we have. If I just move over here and
She's
tell you
looking
about
at me like, you're doing it wrong,
else.
Christy.
No, not. But also here in St. Stephen's Hall, we have a fantastic display of dolls' houses. Now, I happen to know that our Judith Lay is terribly jealous of this display.
No, I'm not jealous. Honestly, really, I'm not. The fact that I'm just agreeing with envy, but no, actually, I'm quite happy because the lovely Sue Cook, whose work this is, and I mean work, because as opposed to the dolls' houses you came to see, which I did not make any of that, I just arranged all the furniture, Sue has made a huge amount of this. She is so gifted, it's a passion of hers, but she did allow me a little play with the houses this morning before anybody came in the hall. Supervised playing.
Oh, do you know, we don't want to give too much away, really, because you really need to come here to see what is on display. But Sue, how would you describe what is here today?
Oh, I don't know how to explain it, to be quite honest with you. It's a passion of mine. It really is a passion. I'll be quite honest, it's what kept me going after I lost my husband. I suppose it's got, I've got rather too much, as my daughter would say. But I find it very relaxing. And an hour can slip away and you don't realise at all. You know, and there is so much, whatever is in human size, if you like, you can get in miniature.
And you have crafted some of these things. I mean, you say you don't do furniture, that's the only thing you don't do, but tell us about some of the things that you've made. What's some of your favourite pieces?
Well, the church, I've called it St Chad's because I'm a Brummie, my husband was Manx, and St Chad's was a lovely church, it was my favourite church. And I also have a young son buried in France, so the stained glass windows are done from a church in France. My friend did those for me. The wording round the church is in Manx, and it's the first line of the 23rd Psalm, and by the altar you have got the Lord's Prayer in Manx, which my husband knew and learned from school. The other thing that I like, I love sewing. Well, I love any craft. I'll have a go at doing anything at all. But sewing I love, and I've done a quilting shop, which is still an ongoing. They're all ongoing. You can always find something to add and to make. I love miniature embroidery. I really do. I can spend many hours doing that. And I've started a Beatrix Potter shop.
That's the thing. I mean, looking around, there are some instantly recognisable places, and this is a world, Christy, that I would love to lose myself in.
The thing that's amazing, it's not just the intricacies and how tiny these things are, and of course Judith knows all about this, but Judith, the thing that gets me is how she's, for instance, she's created a little castle here, a little castle room, but also taking items like kettles and watering cans and turning them into sort of little dolls' houses.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's the imagination, because we're just looking around, and this is just a small selection of Sue's complete collection, but we've got here a teapot, you know, the sort of catering size that you would have in a church hall. And Sue's cut out...
That's Ollie, by the way, growling at us, I should say.
Ollie wants to be on the programme, and quite right too. Hello, Ollie. He's very good. He comes to church. He's he's very holy dog. He's very good. Joins in all the hymns. Now, this is a catering size teapot, and Sue's had the front cut off it, and she's put an Alice in Wonderland tea party inside it. And here we've got a watering can. Again, it's one of those traditional metal watering cans that we have back in the 1950s. The front is cut out of it, and inside it is the perfect potting shed. And visitors must come and find, I'm not going to tell you anything else, the Tyve egg and the horse
very
that
naughty
stole
horse.
the trousers.
My goodness. Well, the Flower Festival is on from June the 30th until July the 6th. 18 venues across the island. The core opening hours are 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. They might differ from venue to venue, so it's worth checking out. But since we've been talking about dolls' houses, there was only one person we could play.
Had to be a bit of Dolly Parton.